Put the power back in your hands. This is Behind the Law with attorney Justin Clark.
And welcome to Behind the Law. Hope it is a great weekend for you. We have a great show lined up, I know that. As always, to my left, my beautiful co-host Michaela Nichols is here. Hello, Michaela. How are you?
Fantastic.
You are here to be the voice of the person at home, the voice of the non-attorney, the voice of the consumer.
The people, Justin.
The people. You are the voice of the people. That is exactly right. Here's what's coming up today on the program. You're injured in an auto accident. One of the most difficult, but also most important decisions that you're going to make from the very beginning is, when do you get medical treatment? More importantly, where do you get medical treatment? Welcome back to the show. We talk about personal injury law sometimes on the program. You hear TV commercials all the time about personal injury, but one thing you don't necessarily hear about is, number one, when do you have to get medical treatment? Number two, where do you get medical treatment? These can be two of the most important questions if you've been injured in an accident, and who better to ask than our good buddy Mike Mills, injury assistance law firm. Mike, welcome to the show. First time here.
Thank you.
We did a radio show, a decade ago together? It's been that long?
It seems that way.
Time's been flying. But you have this great program. Okay, so yes, you own a law firm. You're a great lawyer here. But you have also the Injury Assistance Network, which really connects consumers who have been injured with doctors who are going to help them get better. Tell me about it.
Sure. What the Injury Assistance Network is basically it's an online provider network. It allows, or provider directory, so it allows attorneys, personal injury attorneys, as well as the general public to easily find the different types of providers to treat them for their injury cases.
When do I need to get medical treatment? If I'm injured in an auto accident, sometimes you don't feel anything for a few days. Is there a time limit on when I can go get treatment?
Absolutely. Here in Florida, the statute requires that you treat within 14 days of the accident. Obviously, the sooner you treat, the better, because dealing with insurance companies, we often have to get over the hump as to why did your client take so long to go get treatment if they were so injured. So definitely, the sooner you can go get treatment, the better. And that's another reason why I came up with the Injury Assistance Network, is because a lot of times somebody's in an accident, they're feeling they're feeling injured, they're feeling their neck's tight or whatever the case is, but they don't want to deal with the hassle of going to the hospital or the ER. And so they'll put it off and see if the pain eventually goes away. And then sometime later down the road, when it doesn't, is when they try to go to the doctor. Sometimes,
and let's talk about the elephant in the room, I guess, here for a moment. A lot of people think that these people that get injured in accidents are scumbags, and we're ambulance chasers and that sort of thing. And I get that. There's probably a fair amount of people who really aren't injured who fake an injury. But I mean, you and I have seen people and families ruined from having an accident, something that was not their fault. They got rear-ended by a dump truck. We've seen people die. I mean, your job is important.
Absolutely, and that's what makes being a personal injury attorney so very near and dear to my heart, because it's at the end of the case when I'm actually handing the client the check, and I can just see the appreciation for, not just the money, but all the steps and everything that we did to get them to that point, them getting better or getting that treatment that they need to help them get back to as close as they were prior to the accident, health-wise.
And how do you decide, though, if you're injured in an accident? So let's say I didn't go to the hospital, but my back is hurting, okay? It happened 2 days ago. How do I know if I should go to a chiropractor or a surgeon, my family doctor, the hospital? How do you make that decision initially?
Well, typically, the initial choice is kind of like the chiropractor, because they offer what's called conservative treatment. They can definitely, especially if you're having back or neck pain, they can examine your back or your neck, and then they can refer you out to, if need be, an ortho, or send you out for diagnostic care to see, get you an MRI or X-ray to see if there's anything broken. Or a lot of folks think that because they don't have a compound fracture or they didn't get a bad laceration, that they don't have a case. But a lot of times what folks get are called soft tissue injuries. And although it may not look as bad as a compound fracture or, you have a bad laceration. Those types of injuries can be just as debilitating as anything else.
Sure.
And so do I make this call on like my own merit? So if I'm in an accident, do I just do that, or do I tell someone, I'm like, hey, I went to the chiropractor? Like, how does that work?
Well, it's various different ways. You could either contact an attorney directly, or you can go on the site. If you feel like you're in need of a medical provider, you can go onto the site, injuryassistancenetwork.com, and search by the type of specialty that you're looking for, like chiropractor, and then the location as well. And it'll come up if we have a provider in that area.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you have questions about this, you've been injured in an accident, maybe you're a medical provider and you want to be involved in the Injury Assistance Network, the phone number's on the screen. We're here right now, 321-282-1055. And Mike, you even deal with other lawyers. You have lawyers call you all the time saying, maybe I'm new at personal injury law, or I need a doctor of this specialty. I don't know anyone. You help lawyers through this as well. Absolutely.
In fact, lawyers are the general purpose of this file or of this site. Yeah. Being a personal injury attorney, that's the reason I developed it, because inevitably I would get a client outside of my general area of practice, and when that would happen, I don't know anyone, say in South Florida or somewhere, and having to either go on Google or just cross my fingers and pick somebody, and not knowing what kind of service they're going to provide to my client, if they're going to send them out for the MRIs, things that I know that those providers do that will help me not only take care of my client, but help me maximize their case. Are the things that we're looking for those providers.
Let's talk about MRIs for a minute, since we're talking about providers.
Sure.
Have you ever had an MRI?
Yeah, I had the one. Is that where I had like the one with the cage on the head? Oh my God.
A cervical MRI.
Yeah, that was.
It's very infrequent that someone comes in and says, wow, I just got my MRI done. That was awesome. Right. MRIs are tough.
They're scary.
Do not open your eyes when you're in the MRI machine. I made a mistake of doing that one time, and I immediately became claustrophobic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just keep them close.
But I hear, okay, this is an open MRI or stand-up MRI. Are there some that are a little bit less, make you a little less claustrophobic than others?
Yeah, the open MRIs, and one of the MRI providers that's on the network is stand-up MRI. They offer that MRI where you're not totally encased like in a casket.
Yeah.
The casket
And then there's
feel.
the mirror, right, where you can kind of see out.
Yeah. Well, actually, you're sitting down and it kind of goes around you. So. Yeah, it's completely different.
Do they at least play Pandora or anything when you're in there, or is that old school?
Yeah, you have your own music going on. Yeah, so.
I heard Spotify was a place that you got to listen
you
to
heard
music
about
now.
that.
Yeah, well, I just heard Pandora's for old people, and I got mad, of course, but geez.
Hey, I listen to Pandora.
You do?
Oh.
Me too. Raise your hand if you listen to Pandora. So anyone in this? Thank you. See, we have some other mature people here as well.
The grays kind of give it away.
Same here,
so,
buddy.
hey.
I thought that was just the lawyer thing, though. No, it gives us the gray hairs. But when it comes to a personal injury accident, again, these people go through a lot to get better. And number one thing that I know you tell your clients is, okay, yes, at the end of the day, we want to get you paid for your pain and suffering, but the number one thing is we want to make you get better. And that's the medical providers. That's why it's so important to have good doctors on your team.
Absolutely. It starts with the medical providers. Obviously, I'm here to quarterback the situation, but I'm not a doctor, and it's called personal injury. So if you're injured, I can't make you better. So it's important that you see those the right providers that's going to take care of you, is going to make you or help you get better, and provide us with the medical documentation that we need so we can aggressively litigate the case for it on the client's behalf.
But these injured people, I mean, they're taking a lot of time out of their day to go get these medical treatments, whether it's physical therapy, the chiropractor, we're missing work, we're taking time away from the family. It's not easy to get to that point 6 months down the road, a year down the road when you're actually better. It's really a commitment, isn't it?
It's a commitment and a half, I'd say. You're looking at definitely 3 to 6 months at a minimum. A lot of folks that have not been involved in accidents just assume that, hey, you get in an accident and presto changeo, you get money. And that's not the case. I mean, it's based on your actual injury.
Yep.
You know, you actually have to be injured in order to get a settlement.
It's not that easy to turn your wreck into a check, is it?
That's a good one.
Mike Mills, good to see you, my friend.
Great seeing
Let's
you.
do this again soon. Don't wait another decade before you come see me. How was that?
I'm waiting on you.
Awesome information. If you have any questions at all, the phone number's on the screen, 321-282-1055. Again, if you're a medical provider, you want to get involved with Mike in the Injury Assistance Network, he's happy to talk to you. A lawyer, you need a good place to send your clients, a good place to send them for medical treatment. Same thing. Here's what we'll do, a last quick break, and when we return, it's what did we learn? Wrapping up this week's edition of Behind the Law, as always, with what did we learn? Michaela Nichols, what did you learn?
I learned that I probably shouldn't talk if I ever get arrested, so it's not the time to talk, ever.
I learned that you do not like MRIs. You got very scared in an MRI once, right?
Yeah, I did. I had to squeeze a little ball to get out.
If we had more, you did? You there's like a safe word?
Yeah. I was like, help.
No way, are you kidding me?
No, serious.
I learned I love what Mike Mills is doing, connecting lawyers, consumers, and doctors all together to make sure that if you are injured in an accident, you're going to get the medical care that you need and that you deserve, really. For me, I learned that even if they have not read you your Miranda rights, if you just start yapping away, they can use that against you and you're not going to get your case dismissed. As always, I know if I've been charged with a crime, Rajan Joshi's my man. Michaela Nichols, as always, great job.
Thanks.
Most importantly, thank you for joining us every weekend here on Behind the Law. We'll do it again next Saturday, same place, same time.